Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're going to be looking at evaluating piecewise graphs, and you'll notice that right on the right-hand side, we do have a piecewise graph, and I can determine that because it looks like there's three equations. We have this first increasing line that comes to an end. Then we have a constant line that follows and then comes to an end, and then it connects to another increasing line. And then, so in this case, we can tell this is piecewise. There are three different linear equations that are being connected and cut off by domain restrictions. Now, let's go ahead and evaluate just for basic values. So it says h of -4. Well, remember, when we're dealing with h of x, x is in the exact same place that -4 is. So what we're looking for is the y value when x equals to -4. So I'm going to count that out. I go -1, -2, -3, -4, and I'm going to look for the y value or the point, and that point is at -1. Okay, and then we just keep working in that same location. So if I want to find h of 0, I know that x equals to 0. And so I'm going to go to 0 on the x-axis, and I'm going to look up at that value, which is now 1, 2, 3. So h of 0 would be equal to a value of 3. Let's go to h of 2. I count over and I look for that 1, 2, and I go up there and I say, okay, well, 1, 2, 3. It is part of that value, which is 2 or 3. So x equals a 2, and that gives us a value of 3. And then the last one, which is h of 4, that tells us that x equals to 4. So we're going to follow that out on our graph. And I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like h of 4 would be a value of 5. Now, we continue these problems out with just a little bit more complicated steps. And it says we have h of 0 plus h of 2. The nice thing, we already know what h of 0 is. H of 0 was a value of 3. So I'm just going to write 3 plus, what is h of 2? Well, we determined h of 2 was also 3. So I have 3 plus 3, which is a total of 6. Now, a little bit more complex, we throw in the same piece, but we're throwing some multiplication in there. You'll notice that it says 3 times h of -4. Yeah, there is multiplication in there. Okay, so when we do these problems, I have to know, well, what is h of -4? So h of -4 is one of the first ones we did, which we said was -1. So I'm going to write 3 times -1 plus 2 times whatever h of 0 is. Well, what did we find h of 0 to be? We found h of 0 to be 3. So 2 times 3, and we just go through those steps. 3 times -1 is -3, plus 2 times 3 is 6, and -3 plus 6 equals to +3. And of course, you could always make some calculations on Desmos if you needed that extra support. Now, that's how we evaluate based off of domain values in order to get the y values that are on the graph.